All right, heading in hot to a hump
Coming in
day.
hot.
Always in hot. I got Jordan here with me, and we're hanging out. We're talking on a Wednesday. We're headed to NAMAD. We're flying. Let's go.
Let's go. Man, the way that hits on a Wednesday, that's it.
I'm telling you, on a Wednesday, it just hits like that. Oh, man, Jordan, it's good to have you on the pod. I even had you on the pod since you've been an official Asodu member. Like, I had you on the pod a few times before that, but not since then.
You haven't been leveraging me all the way. What's going on?
Oh, man. Well, hey, look, if nobody has listened to you in AsoduCon sessions, that podcast, they got to go do that, because I think you were on like 5 or 6 of them, and the conversations that you had were so good. So,
man, I just love sitting down and having a conversation with people like Dr. Nicole Libkin, Ashley Cavazos, Dana Cleve. I think of other people like John Foley or even like Tony Lucas. Like, every single conversation was just perfect every single time I sat down. So I love that.
The environment for that was so chill, right? You
that's right.
Sunk into this little podcast booth, and it's like right in the middle of the expo hall. It was really nice. So
yeah, it was perfect.
Hey, Paul and I are actually headed to the NAMAD conference today. We're going to be in hot, sunny Miami. We're hanging out with a few people down there, and learning. Like, the learning that I got from that event last year, I just wish it was more well attended, because there's so much about just how minorities in America are approaching car buying, or how OEMs are leaning into minority populations and what they're doing to serve those, and like the learning from that. I just wish we'll make sure we'll cover it. We'll make sure we've got, Chris and Christy will shoot you some updates on the daily email. And I'm sure, Jordan, you'll be dropping some social posts as we send you pictures, the whole 9 yards.
So we'll be sharing the down low with everybody. How's that sound?
There you go. Well, as we're headed out today, we're like, I'm headed to the airport and got to get down there to Miami. So we thought we'd share with you a little bit of a special episode. We don't have a UAW update. I will say yesterday, Canada UAW not their version of the UAW and GM reached a deal. We'll talk about all of that stuff tomorrow, all the regular news tomorrow. But today, we wanted to bring you some content from last year's NAMAD conference. We got to talk with Brian Armstead, and this guy, he's full of energy. He's got literally the voice of God.
The voice.
It's unbelievable. He kept, every time there was a transition, he would like boom it from the back, like, and up next, and when you hear his voice, you'll hear it, but he's also got a lot of passion for the industry, a lot of passion for serving minority populations and cultures. And so we thought we'd share it with you,
Here, Brian Armstead, AKA the voice of God.
Right on.
See what I'm saying? Brian, you have a long history reporting in automotive.
Yes.
Give us a little background on you, because I think our community doesn't know who you are. So can you give us the summary? Introduce yourself.
Sure. Brian Armstead, retired Foreign Service officer, spent a lot of time in South Asia, West Africa, been in 79 countries. For the last 26 years, I've written automotive. So I started with On Wheels Incorporated, an organization started by Randy Payton, who published the first black car magazine in history.
What year was that? When was that?
Oh, God, early 1997.
Okay.
Yeah, and I joined in 1998. Been doing radio for 46 years. Car talk show on XM.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, did a car talk show on XM called Auto Sense. Been on Radio 1, and I'm presently on KCBQ in San Diego and WAOK in Atlanta. And just love cars. I write for Forbes and Pursuitist.com, and I do the NAMAD e-magazine called Treads every month. I've been on your show before when you were in the Clubhouse.
That
was a lot of fun. Yeah. So I love cars. I eat, drink, sleep cars. I own 6 cars, even though I drive a couple of press cars every week.
What's your favorite?
I like Mercedes-Benz products. Big guy. I need a big car that's safe.
Best car of all time?
For me personally?
It's a subjective question.
Wow, that's a hard question. My favorite car, or what I think the best car is of all time?
Your favorite car of all time?
Bugatti Veyron. Yeah. if you go big,
is that
you
gotta go
home.
all the way,
Yeah,
all the way.
Go big or go home.
So the NAMAD, the energy around the NAMAD conference seems to be growing every year.
Absolutely.
What is your overall perspective on the next 36 months of NAMAD? What do you see the big opportunities being?
Well, for more manufacturers to understand the importance of diversity. At the Diversity Volume Leadership Awards this morning, Mark Bland from S&P Global called out the manufacturers who won awards for being top choices among minority consumers, but they weren't in the house.
He did.
And then Toyota with 5 tables, Toyota won the bulk of the awards this year. They had fine products. They had 5 tables of executives here this year.
And that's not an accident, right?
That's not an accident.
Like those two results are not separated.
You have to practice diversity and inclusion and equity in everything that you do. It's got to be a core strategy of your business, or you're leaving money on the table. And that's what it's all about.
It's also like, I think the element of diversity, equity, inclusion can sometimes get lost at the higher levels because they think it's only a social play.
That's right.
And what Mark was talking about and what NAMAD talks about was like, this is a strategic, intelligent business play as well.
Absolutely.
And like, look, when you compare those two things together, I think everybody wins.
Yeah. Future majority. 2045 census data shows that white Americans will no longer be the majority in this country. Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, African Americans, Native Americans will make up the core majority of our nation's population.
Purchasing power, and even I thought one of the most interesting stats was he said in Miami, where we are right now, that only 27% of purchases were by white individuals, Caucasians.
That's right.
Right now, today.
I mean, look at the demographics of the state.
Absolutely.
Outside of Miami, you got people riding around in golf carts, man.
That's right. So, That's right. You would need a big golf cart.
A large, shack size.
XL, right. We get the 3 wheels on each side. If you had one chance to give a little exhortation to the industry, or people who are kind of on the bubble not participating in like proactively moving the industry forward, what would you say to them?
Get your sugar honey iced tea together.
Sugar honey iced tea. That's a great one. We're going to make a graphic for that one.
Yeah, get it together, man.
Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us today.
Appreciate
and
it.
Can't wait till the next time.
Thank you.
Look,
man.
Now I got to remember. I'm going to have to stop by a little. I'm going to
the way that
by
hits.
A little shop. Whip out a little shirt. Tell them to heat press me a little sugar honey iced tea shirt. That's amazing. Well, this is what, and just to like add some commentary here, and this is what I'm excited about being involved in the NAMAD conference again this year, and really appreciate. Also, I want to shout out TrueCar for giving us the opportunity and also partnering with us to provide all of the content that we're going to be shooting. So thanks to TrueCar. We'll be talking to them when we're on ground, as well as just sharing more content throughout the few days. But I think this is the key, that it's like creating an intentional business strategy around people groups is so important, right? Like
that's right.
I talk to people about this all the time. It's like, if you're just hoping that people come to you, no matter the people group, doesn't matter what people group that you're after, as far as marketing or connecting or even employee culture, if it's not an intentional strategy, then it's going to be left to chance.
Yeah, for sure. So even the marketing aspect of it, because you need to know how to speak to a certain audience. And just like he said, that audience is definitely going to change by 2045 here in the United States. So it's mind-blowing to me to think about that. And the fact that getting more people involved, building up those people, and just kind of proving that they can come to, I think of people like Tony Lucas, for example. He came to El Paso, to Texas, just to prove and live out the fact that he believes that if he can do it, anybody can do it. And that's just so cool to see.
There you go. Well, hey, look, if you want to fly to Miami, come hit up your boy, because I guarantee you I can find a way for you to connect with people and learn more about being intentional about your strategies around how to care for diverse culture, because caring for people, no matter what the culture, what the background, is exactly what we're all about here at ASOTU and in Auto. And we know you're going to care for someone today.
Go do it.